Hey guys, V here for the next video in my video series for the Escape Academy, and this one of course is going to be for the Tea Kettle, and as with the other videos, this is going to show you all of the puzzle solutions as well as get you that A+ rating that you need for the Overachiever trophy/achievement. There are no miscellaneous trophies in this one, so it's just going to be focusing on completing the room as well as picking up the addition of the Escapists Times that we need for the extra trophy and achievement. So without any further delay, let's get this going.
Hola.
Okay, so as you saw, the goal for this one is going to be to brew the perfect tea. But before we get started, we're just going to go over here on this bench on the left, and this is the Escapists Times edition that we need to read. So go ahead and get that done and out of the way. And in the back here is where we're actually going to be making our tea. So as you can see on the sign on the right, we need some water, we need some heat to bring it to a boil, and we need some tea leaves. And of course, we probably don't want to die, so let's avoid doing that as well. So to get started, we're going to go over to the left side. And we need to get into this little greenhouse with the pink door, but of course there's a lock on it with a bunch of letters, and we need to decipher what we need to actually open that. So the hint to this one is over on the left, and it just says true love blooms here. So let's figure out what we need. Just to the left is this little garden area with a shovel. Go ahead and pick up that shovel and make your way all the way to the other side of this room, so past the central part, and you should be in a section with a bunch of bees. Now we can't do anything with them just yet, but on the left and right side are two planters, each with a hole in them. Go ahead and use that shovel on each of those holes, and you'll get something out of both of them. So the one on the right is going to give you this KZ emblem, and then do the same on the left. And we're going to get a tea seed, but again, we need leaves, not seeds, so we need to figure out how to get that. But first, go ahead and turn around and go back to the tree that's in the central area here. And as you can see on it, it has AB plus blank. So if you look at that necklace that we just picked up, it has KZ on it. These are the other initials we need. So AB plus KZ is the couple that we are looking for, and that is also the solution to the lock to the greenhouse. So make your way back to that bright pink door. And again, it was AB plus KZ. So ABKZ. And go ahead and go on inside once it's open. And in the box on the far side of the room are going to be these 4 tiles. Go ahead and pick those up so you don't miss them. And inside here is a chainsaw that we need, and it's actually going to be behind this wall right here, so we need to do a little puzzle. If you look on the left side of the room, there's this display case with a bunch of cups in it. We have silver, 2 red, 2 blue, 2 red, and a silver. And if you turn around and look at the wall, you can see that we have some tools, some red paint brushes, and some blue wrenches. So of course these are going to match the cups. So place them in the same order that they are in the display case. So again, it's going to be the silver to start, and then 2 red, and then 2 blue, and of course 2 red and 1 more silver. So that will finish up that puzzle and pick up the chainsaw once the door goes down, and exit out of this room. And if you look at the left wall, you can see that it's covered in vines, but there is a door behind there. So go ahead and use that chainsaw on the door to cut the vines away. And we are out of fuel for that now, but we'll be refilling it here in a second. So this room is where we are going to get our actual tea leaves. So if you go over to this big green glowing little tube of sorts, we need a code for this little panel down here, and it's going to be 6 letter code, and we are going to use the weight as well as the microscope on that seed that we picked up to get that code. So first thing we're going to do is go to the far side of the room and use the scale to weigh the seed that we picked up from the garden. And as you can see, it weighs 0.23 grams. So go ahead and remember that and make your way back towards the door. And then on the left-hand side, we have a seed weight analysis. And using this chart, we know that our seed was 0.23 grams, so it's going to be between 0.2 and 0.3, and there's only one here. So the first part of our code is going to be GTT. And now we need to use the microscope that's on the table here, and go ahead and put the seed in there as well. And as you can see, we are inside the cells of the seed. So exit out of this just for now. And if you look at the right wall, we have a few charts here. We have the plant cell, and then just next to that, we have a little chart with the chloroplast and a DNA code. So we need to count the chloroplast in our seed cell and get the DNA tag that is associated with it. So if we go over to the plant cell diagram, we can see that the chloroplast are the green little circles on here. So go back to the microscope, use that seed again, and go ahead and count how many of the green circles there are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 chloroplast. And we go back to the chart and we find 8 and then the letters next to it. So our DNA, little 3-digit letter code thing, is going to be tag, T-A-G. So now that we have our 6-letter code, we can go back to the large glowing green thing and then put the code in on the bottom. So again, it was GTT TAG. And this will open this up and allow us to get our tea leaves. So we're good on that part. And now we're going to go all the way back to the other side where the bees were. So make your way down there. And then right when you enter this area, go ahead and turn right. And there's going to be a locked cabinet here. And if you inspect it, you can see that there are a bunch of tiles on this lock with 4 missing. And you just so happen to pick up 4 of those tiles. So we have to place them in the correct order based on the patterns that are already showing. So if you look at the red, it goes up up to the right, and then up to the left. And then the blue will go up to the left, and then up to the right. So it kind of just zigzags based on the colors and the connections. So we can tell by this pattern that this one is going to be the blue, so the bottom one. And then the middle right is going to be white. And then of course the other 2 are going to be green. There we go. Now our cabinet is open. So go ahead and pick up the fuel canister that's on the top shelf. And we're going to use that on the chainsaw to refuel it. And pick up a propane tank from the bottom shelf. And then go ahead and exit out of here. And on the back wall where the bees are is another door that's covered in vines. So now that we have a refueled chainsaw, we can go ahead and cut those away. So go ahead and do so. And now in here, we are going to move around these flowers and letters to open up this cupboard with a bunch of butterfly clues. So on the left-hand side is this piece of paper with a bunch of clues on it. Let me go ahead and pin that so you guys can see it. And then interact with the window so that we can move these flowers around. And we need to move them so that they match the clues here. So flower D should be on an end, so let's go ahead and stick it on an end. We don't know if that's right. The blue potted plant must be to the immediate right of the red flower, so here's the red flowers, so let's move those over. Flower A should be between 2 plants, and right now it's not, so go ahead and move that over. And flower C must be the second closest to the light. So from all of this, we can go ahead and gather that D needs to be first, C needs to be second, A is third, B is fourth, and E is last. So when these are in place, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Some butterflies will come and fly onto the flowers that you just placed, and you need to match the color of the butterfly with the letter they correspond with. So the blue butterfly is going to be D, the red is C, the green is A, the purple is B, and the yellow is E. So if we look at this cupboard over here, we have a bunch of butterfly buttons, and just below that it says beware aggressive and dangerous bugs exist everywhere. But there are certain letters that are within the brackets, and that is of course B-A-D, B-E-E, so bad bee. So go back over to your butterflies and then just match up those letters with the corresponding colors of the butterflies. So again, it was B-A-D, so purple, green, blue, and then B-E-E, so purple, yellow, yellow. So that's the code with the butterfly buttons that we're going to put in. So purple, green, blue, purple, yellow, yellow. There we go, and pick up the be gone. And that's all we need out of this room. So exit out and then look at the bees just outside of the door and go ahead and use that be gone on it. And then once the smoke clears, go ahead and turn that valve to turn the water on. So now we have everything we need to make our tea. So go back to the little brewing table and then just interact with it to zoom in on it. So first we're going to put our tea leaves inside the kettle. Then we're going to put some water and then interact with the bottom to put your propane tank. And this of course will brew the tea and finish up this level. Let's go ahead and drink it. There we go. And we got the tea hot to handle trophy. And let's just let this finish up really quick. And we can see that we also got our A+ rating. So that'll finish up this one. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and check out the playlist for the other levels available currently in Escape Academy.